Hey everybody and welcome to this video. I'm Inxlaura123 and this is going to be a book related video. So I'm a very proud bookworm. I love to read. I read every single day. So what this video is going to be is an August wrap up. Okay, so I've seen a lot of YouTubers do this. So it's basically a wrap up of the books that I've read last month. So you'll get to find out what books I read and what I thought of them. I think this is really cool and I'm very excited to do it, like seriously. So if you like this type of video, I'd love to like carry on and do it every month and just kind of, you know, update you the books I've read and what I think about them. So yeah, it's going to be an August wrap up. Now I read a lot of books in the month of August. I mean, I always read a lot of books, but trust me, I read a lot of books this month. I don't know why it's more than normal. I don't know. Like I'm a really like super fast reader and I read every single day. So I do get through books quite quickly. Now, some of the books I've actually got in the flesh here next to me, so I can show you them. But other books I haven't actually got, okay? So I either give them to friends or I give them to charity shops or I do them as like contest prizes for my viewers. Or, you know, obviously if I've borrowed a book from the library, once I've read it, I have to give it back to the library, so I haven't got it anymore. But what I'll do, after you've watched me ramble on about the different books that I'm going to mention, I'll put pictures up of the book covers that I mention in this video so you can see what they look like. So yeah, I'm really excited to do this. Yay! I'm such a bookworm, seriously. I am like hashtag bookworm. So yeah, okay, right, so I've got my laptop here. I'm going to like scroll back, look at all my notes and stuff, which I hope makes sense. I wrote these notes quite quickly. I just wanted to like, you know, put my thoughts down and feelings about each book, but I know I've probably made a few spelling errors and punctuation errors, so hopefully it'll be okay. So we're going to start obviously at the beginning of August, which was my birthday, 3rd of August. I was 38. Woo. Anyway, so I decided to reread my favourite book of all time on my birthday, and that was The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And yeah, if anyone ever says to me, what's your favourite book of all time? I always say the same thing, is The Night Circus, Night Circus, Night Circus. I love The Night Circus. I'd probably say I'm a bit obsessed with The Night Circus. I just love it so much. It's just amazing. So, notes on The Night Circus. So, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Reread on my birthday, my favourite book of all time. I love it, I love it, I love it. I've actually typed that. A mystery circus, which is there one day and gone the next. There's magicians in a magical duel, romance, friendship, lots of magic, which is always a good thing. This book feels so real, so alive, so special and so magical. And I got really upset when it ended. We'll probably read again in a few years' time. Which obviously, you know, it's the first book that I've ever reread. Normally I read a book and I'll keep it, but I won't like reread it. This is the first book that I ever reread. And I asked Nathan if he'd ever like reread a book, and he said, yeah, like he's read loads of books and then read them again. I hadn't done that before. And I kind of thought it wouldn't be as good because I kind of knew it was going to happen. But I tell you what, I enjoyed it more the second time around than the first time, which I thought would be impossible. And the reason why is because, I don't know, I think I'm more of a kind of reader now, if that makes sense. I take, you know, words in more, I feel it more when I read a book. So, I read things I didn't even remember happening the first time and found out different things about the characters that I can't remember. And I don't know, I fell in love with it even more the second time I read it. So it's here, I've actually got this one. And this sits on my bookcase, like literally on the top. I'll tell you what I might do actually. I might do a bookcase tour video soon. Actually, because I've got 3 bookcases, it'll be a bookcases tour. So look out for that. But yeah, this sits on top of the bookcase. I've got all the shelves of the books, but this sits at the top, like, you know, just sitting there, like on display. So yeah, this is The Night Circus. Gorgeous cover. Absolutely love the cover. So there we go, that's The Night Circus. So that's what I read at the beginning of August. Next up, I read a book called Little Sister, and that was by Isabel Ashdown. I've got that from the library, haven't got it here now. So I loved this, and it's about 2 reunited sisters called Emily and Jess. So they meet up again at their mother's funeral, and they get on really, really well after like falling apart and not seeing each other for years. They get on really well, and Jess basically moves into the family home because she's kind of like, you know, got nowhere to go, and they, you know, they've got friendly again, and the sister's like, yeah, you know, come stay with us and all that. So she moves into the family home. All is good until baby Daisy disappears while in Jess's care. Okay, so the perfect life Emily is so carefully built up starts to fall apart, and the past becomes a reality, gripping and twisty. I love it. I did love it. I really did. It was great, and I love the cover of it as well, which you'll see if you carry on watching. You'll see the book covers pictures. But yeah, I really enjoyed Little Sister. It was really good, and I tweeted the author, Isabel Ashdown, and I was like, I love your book, I love your book. So I went a bit mad and just kind of looked her up and saw what other books she did, and I read another one of her books, which I'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, so Little Sister, Isabel Ashdown, really good, really twisty, good thriller, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah. Okay, next up is I can't say this properly, the Roanoke. It's either Roanoke or Roanoke. Anyway, the Roanoke Girls, and that was by Amy Engel. I really liked it, like big hype about it. Everyone was going on and on about it in, you know, booktuber world, and it had such like a great response from people. And I love watching book review videos, like seriously, and I get great ideas for books when I watch booktubers. I love to, you know, hear their opinions and reviews on the books. And sometimes I agree with them, and other times I read a book and I'll be like, I didn't agree with that review. So, you know, I do like take it with a pinch of salt, but I do get a lot of like tips and advice about books to read from booktubers, and this book, The Roanoke Girls, was like massive with booktubers. Everyone was doing a video about it and reviews, so I wanted to check it out, and I haven't got it anymore because I gave it to my friend, but I've put weird and creepy, a bit messed up, and that's why I loved it. Roanoke Girls never last long around here. In the end, they either run or they die. The girls of the Roanoke family are beautiful, rich, they're mysterious, and they seem to have it all, but there's a dark truth about them that's never spoken. This book does involve incest. It's got an incest theme, okay, which I've never read a book that had an incest theme, so I found that a bit messed up, if I'm honest, but I did like the twists and the feel of the book. I thought I was actually at Roanoke, which was true, like the whole kind of, you know, middle of nowhere in America, the lake, everything that was described, you know, about the area just felt really real, like I actually thought I was there. So I did like it, but I was a little bit weirded out and disturbed by that kind of incest thing, but it was good, and I do understand why it got a lot of hype, and I do recommend you read it, but I don't know, I don't think it was as good as maybe I thought it was going to be. Okay, so then also in August I read, I'm so pleased I've got my laptop because I can read all my notes, lovely. So yeah, the next book was, I think, amazing, and it's called Good Me Bad Me, and it's by Ali Band. Another book that, you know, has got a lot of attention with booktubers, and I actually got that book from W.H. Smith, and it was in the Richard and Judy book club. I love Richard and Judy. For those of you that don't know, if you're not in England, Richard and Judy are like amazing. I love them dearly. A bit of a fangirl about them. But they used to be like TV presenters on morning like television. I used to watch them when I was younger. And now they write books, and they still do a bit of presenting. They've also got their own like book club at W.H. Smith, and every month I go into Smith's and I check out their recommendations, and I think it's because they love books as much as I love books, and I've read books from both of them. They're really great authors as well, so I saw this in their book club and I was like, yeah, let's do it. So Good Me Bad Me, Ali Band. Heard a lot of hype about this book, so I wanted to check it out. Saw it in the Richard and Judy book club. I'm glad I checked it out. It was great. Dark and disturbing at times. Really good psychological thriller about a girl called Annie. So her mum is a serial killer, and Annie was the one who gave her up to the police. Now Annie has been put in with a foster family while her mother awaits her trial. By the way, the trial, you know, like the trial in the book is just amazing. It's like literally like, oh, really, really good reading about the trial. I've lost where I was now. Oh yeah, but does Annie contain that same dark gene that her mum has? Is she a good girl, or is she a bad girl? You have to read the book to find out. Yeah, I read this book in like a day or so. Like literally, I was like, just couldn't stop reading. I remember at one point Nathan was trying to talk to me. I was like, he's like, babe, I'm talking to you. I was like, So I was reading. It was so like gripping, and honestly, I think it was absolutely amazing. So please check out. We'll check out all these books, obviously, but please check out Good Me, Bad Me by Ali Band. Also in August, I read Hate List by Jennifer Brown. And another one, I've read so many good books this month. Like sometimes I read books and it's like up, down, some are good, some are okay, some are rubbish. But this month I've had like literally good book after good book after good book. So this is called Hate List, Jennifer Brown. I haven't got the book anymore because, what did I do with it? Oh yeah, I gave it to one of my viewers actually. I sent it to her in the post. So love this book so freaking much. It's got to be good if I say so freaking much. So it's about a student called Valerie and her boyfriend. They're sick of being outcasts and getting bullied at school, so they make up this thing called a hate list, where basically they write a list of people who they hate and they want dead. Okay, but only thing is her boyfriend takes it too literal and one day walks into the school and kind of goes on this mad mass shooting incident. Okay, and basically, you know, he kills himself as well as killing lots of other people. And then afterwards Valerie has to go back to school and face all the repercussions, you know, how people are treating her, how she feels, and also what's going on in her life, you know, with her family, who I put it like the family don't seem very nice or understanding to her. And that was true. Like I did find that quite difficult because she'd been through so much, and her family just, like, I don't know, like her dad's having an affair and her mum's not that supportive and her brother's a bit, and I just thought in the book that I kind of could have made the family, at least one member of the family, a bit more understanding. But I think I suppose it made you feel even more sorry for the main character. This is very dark, very emotional, but very good. So, oh yeah, and also part of the story is told in newspaper articles, which I thought was great. Like, you get the normal, like, story in a book. There's also, like, bits where it's, like, fake newspaper articles, which I loved. I thought it was great. It just made it feel more real. And, yeah, I think there was a few, like, gruesome parts in it. I don't do, like, gore and blood, but I tried to, like, skim those little bits because I didn't want to read descriptions. But overall, I think it was absolutely brilliant. I really, really enjoyed reading Hate List. Next one, Did You See Melody by Sophie Hannah. That was a book that was sent to me from the actual author, Sophie Hannah. She actually sent me that. Sometimes I'm a little bit cheeky and I go on Twitter. I'm like, hey, I'm a bookworm and I've got a YouTube channel and I'd love to review your book. Haha, can I have a free copy? Look, they can either say yes or they can say no, or they just ignore you. So whatever, I try my best, you know. But luckily, most authors are really friendly and really kind, and they do, you know, get their publishing company to send you the book. So yeah, I put great book, which it was. I really enjoyed reading it. It was very different. I've never read a book like that. It really got me thinking. I loved it. So basically it's about a woman who goes away to USA. She's from England, and she goes to stay at this really flashy spa resort, you know, like 5-star. She can't afford it, but she doesn't care. She just wants to break away from her family, to relax and get away from all her stress at home. Only when she gets there, she's given the wrong room key by the receptionist. And ends up walking into a room with a man and a young girl. Now, they both seem a bit weird, a bit strange, a bit awkward when she comes in, and, you know, she realised, you know, what's gone on, and she's apologetic, but they're still, like, weird and just odd. Anyway, later on she discovers that the girl is actually a girl called Melody, who is supposed to be dead. Okay, and not only is she supposed to be dead, but her parents are actually in prison serving time for the murder of their daughter. So yeah, did she really see Melody? Or did she not? You'll have to read the book to find out. It's a great twist, and I really loved it. I thought it was really good, especially I got through all my, you know, book, and I was getting all the twists and turns. Get to the last page, and there was like yet another twist just at the end, and I was like, oh, I don't know, it's great. I love it. I love thrillers. Like I love reading all types of books, but thriller genre is really good because it gets me thinking, and I kind of turn into like Detective Laura. Detective Laura. Sometimes she guesses who the baddies are and sometimes she doesn't. Okay, so the next book I can show you, because it's here. I have it. I'm never getting rid of this book. I love it. It's amazing. So it's by Mackenzie Lane. It's called The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. It's got really dark in the background, sorry. Do you like my new book wallpaper, by the way? It's in the hallway. It's great, it looks like books, look. Oh. Anyway, so, yeah, this is amazing. I read this in August as well. So, yeah, I love it, honestly. I absolutely loved it, and I don't want to ever get rid of this book. So, Mackenzie Lee wrote this book, and I put, oh my God, oh my God, I'm in love with this book and the main character, Monty. Monty's great. Monty's one of the best book characters ever. Now, I've known of a few people who've said they've had like book crushes, like on book characters, and I was like, oh, that's weird. But I don't know why, but I actually had a little bit of a book character crush on Monty. He was just so cool, and I just really liked him. He was sassy and he was funny and emotional, and yeah, a bit of everything. I just thought it was great. So he's a young bisexual British lord, and he embarks on an unforgettable grand tour of Europe, and he goes with his sassy sister, who I absolutely loved as well. I mean, I love Monty more, but his sister was cool as well. And also his best friend, who he's secretly in love with, okay? So it's a great adventure book, fun, dramatic, sweet, funny. I loved it. Oh yeah, and the next book is going to be based on his sister and the pirate ship that she's took over. Yeah, it's very like piratey. I love like reading like piratey books, and I've never actually read a good old pirate book and enjoyed it as much as this. I've read a few kind of pirate themed books in the past, but I've never really kind of got it or enjoyed it. This one, oh my God, I loved it. Shiver me timbers. Yeah, but honestly recommend this. It was so good. Love the front cover as well. I love everything about it. So yeah, Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, Mackenzie Lee. Okay, let's scroll up to the next book, which is by Laura Marshall, another thriller, and it's called Friend Request. So love this. Oh my God, wonderful thriller. What would you do if you got a friend's request, right, from someone in your past, an old school friend, who was supposed to be dead? So this book has a catfish theme, but so much more to it. It's not just the whole kind of catfish Facebook thing. It's a lot more to it than that. And so many twists and turns, which I loved. You get the current story and the past story. So it's kind of like two stories in one book. Bargain. So that was really cool, and it made me think about my school years, trying to fit in with a crowd, you know, being that character you think everyone at school is going to like, you know. There's also, it deals with bullying and of course the whole social media thing. So do you really know who is behind the screen? Do you know what I don't like? I love social media. Okay, but I hate it when people add me on Facebook or they follow me, haven't got a photo of themselves, and you don't know who it is. It could be like a picture or like one of those grey Facebook faces thing. You don't know who they are. I don't know, for me I just find that a bit weird. I don't know. And also, like, even people who can see their photos, you know, if you don't know them in the flesh, like, how do you really know that they're them? Like catfish, it's weird. So it did get me thinking a lot more about catfishing, and made me more kind of aware of who is adding me and following me on social media. But I really, really love that book. So many twists, really well written. And another book that had been sent to me from an author on Twitter, because I messaged her and I was cheeky and asked her a book. But yeah, it's really good. Really, 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 really good. Next up is All the Missing Girls. I read that. That's from the library. By the way, friend request I sent off to one of my viewers, so I haven't got that. Yeah, Megan Miranda, All the Missing Girls. And yeah, I don't like ever being negative about a book. I don't know why, but I just don't. But it was weird. It literally was one of the weirdest books I've ever read. And I'll tell you what, it was weird. Because I've read thrillers that are, you know, this kind of subject. It's about a girl that goes missing, but I'll tell you that in a second. But the reason why it was so weird is because it was kind of told backwards in time. It's really weird, honestly. I can't explain it. I mean, I figured out what happened, but I just found it a bit confusing, the way it was told. You know, it started off here, and then it went back there, and then it went back there. And I was like, oh. Just confused me, because I thought, I just read that. Oh no, how could I have? Because that hasn't happened yet. And I just found myself getting a little bit muddled and confused, which, you know, I like the fact that it was different, and it did have that different, you know, outtake, and the way it was wrote was interesting, but yeah, there was times I was a little bit muddled. So yeah, I didn't love it, but I did like it. So I was trying to read my notes. Oh yeah, I might have been different, kind of confused me at times. Didn't really like, oh yeah, that was it. I didn't really like the main character that much, but the story was cool. I like reading a book and kind of feeling a connection with one character or more than one character, you know. And I just didn't get it with this main character in that book. I just felt a bit like, I just didn't really like her, so I don't really care what happened to her. I know it's awful, but it's how I felt. So a girl goes missing, and then 10 years later, another girl goes missing. I think it was 10 years. I think it was 10 years. Anyway, years later, another girl goes missing. They are connected in some way. I did really like the setting, you know, the whole kind of thing again of, you know, America, as in like the middle of nowhere in America, very like, you know, small town. So it was good. Very believable and real feeling. But I don't know, I think it was because it was told back to front-ish, and I didn't really care about the main character. I didn't enjoy it that much, but it was okay. I did like it, but I didn't love it, you know? I've read better books, I've read worse books, so it was still good, it was readable. Okay, right. Hurry Up and Wait, that was by Isabel Ashdown, which I'd read Little Sister. So basically, as I say, I read Isabel Ashdown's Little Sister, great thriller, wanted to check out some other of her books, and she's done quite a few. And I found this one called Hurry Up and Wait, so I got it out of the library. I haven't got it now, by the way, because obviously I'd give it back to the library. But I thought it was going to be like the dark thriller as the other one was, like Little Sister, but it wasn't. And it's not a bad thing, but I think it was my fault because I kind of, you know, thought it would be as dark and thrilly. Is that a word? Thriller. Anyway, I just kind of thought it would be the similar kind of thriller and have me gripped, but it didn't really have that same vibe to it. But saying that, it was really good, and I did enjoy it. Read it in a few days because I couldn't stop reading it. So it's not a bad thing that it wasn't such a dark thriller. It wasn't what I expected it to be. But so basically, it's been more than 20 years since Sarah Ribbons last set foot inside her old school, which was a crumbling Victorian-built comprehensive on the south coast of England. But now she prepares for her school reunion. She's 39 now, and she has to face up to the truth of what happened back in the summer of 1986. Yeah, I just thought this would be more darker. I don't know, it sounded like it could go like a dark thriller route, but it wasn't. But that's not a bad thing, as I say, and I really did enjoy it. It kind of made me feel like, this is weird, but it kind of made me feel like I was watching a soap opera, but reading it. Does that make any sense? Like, it sounded like it could be a really great soap opera storyline, but I was reading it and it was happening in my mind. But yeah, it wasn't as dark as I thought it was going to be, but I did enjoy it. There's nothing sinister that happens, kind of. Well, not really. Anyway, you have to read it. I don't like giving too many spoilers, but yeah, it's a nice book. It was a good book. It got me thinking, and it was okay. It was okay. But it's just not as dark as I thought it was going to be. Okay, the next book I can show you, because I've got it here, and I'm not getting rid of this one either. It's by Veronica Roth, and it's called Carve the Mark. Carve the Mark. Carve the Mark. So yeah, Veronica Roth wrote the Divergent series, which obviously got turned into the film series as well. Loved both the books and the film. So I put, okay, wow. I had this book on my shelf for ages, which I did, and I finally read it. So basically, it didn't really get a good response online, but I think it's because people like comparing it to Divergent, because she wrote that series, but it's just different, you know what I mean? But personally, I actually loved it, and I love the sci-fi, the friendship, the love, the loyalty, the goodies, the baddies, different planets and stuff like that. I loved it. And book two comes out next year. I think it's early next year, like February, March time. So yeah, and the book was left on a good cliffhanger, so there's plenty of stuff's going to be happening. But I really liked it, and I'm quite sad actually that it didn't get such a good response. I know there was a lot of people who did like it, but it, you know, kind of some people are like mediocre about it or just negative. But I really loved it, and I love the pages, like the colour, like this gorgeous blue colour side of the pages. I'm easily pleased, what can I say? Okay, we've got a couple more left now. All these books in the month of August, no word of a lie. So, Charlotte Says by Alex Bell, which I have got. It's over there. Bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna go get it. Hold on. It's on my chair. I'm coming back. Ah, there we go. I just walked into my cupboard as I come back. Anyway, ow, that hurt. Okay, all right. This is Charlotte Says by Alex Bell, and this is the prequel to the amazing Frozen Charlotte, haunted dolls, possessed, and evil dolls, wahaha. So loving the book cover, first of all, can I just say that? I love the pink and the black colouring, and the Edwardian doll's house on the front. There's a little doll right there, peeking out, ha ha ha. Yeah, I love this book. So, Charlotte Says, the prequel to Frozen Charlotte, which I loved. This takes you back to how it all started. So the evil, possessed, but kind of cool dolls. Maybe I'm odd thinking that evil dolls are cool, but there we go. Chucky, you say, Bride of Chucky. So yeah, a creepy Edwardian school, a vile bitch. Oh yeah, I don't mince my words. A vile bitch of a headmistress, students who get possessed, seances, automatic writing, and a cool book cover too. I love this book. I really did. I really, really loved it. Honestly, it's so good. And what it is, there's a series of books here. On the back it shows, they're called, it's the publishing company, I think, Red Eye. And they basically bring out these like various like young adult horror books. So what I've done, I've ordered from the library another one of Alex Bell books called The Haunting. It's supposed to be like some spooky inn, which is really haunted. And another one I've ordered at the library that I haven't got in yet, I've got it on order, is Tom Becker Darkroom. That looked pretty creepy. But yeah, there's quite a few here in the range. So yeah, Charlotte Says. Okay, and now, if you're still awake, if you're not asleep yet, this is the book that I'm currently reading, so I reckon I'll get this finished by today, I think. I'm on page 201, if anyone cared, but anyway. So it's called Drink, Slay, Love, and it's a funny, weird vampire book, and I love it. I'm so enjoying this book. It's by Sarah Beth Durst. Loving the front cover as well. She's got a bottle of blood. I think she's a vampire, clearly. So yeah, this is the book I'm currently reading at the moment. So I know this is like my August wrap up, but anyway, I thought I'd just include it because I really love it, and we'll pretend it was read in August, yeah? Shh, don't tell anyone. So I just really wanted to kind of show it up in this video and just like give it a bit of attention because it deserves it. So yeah, this is so funny. I literally laugh out loud when I read this book. I really do. Like, I'm literally sitting there, right, and I'll be like this. That is a really annoying laugh. I don't actually laugh like that, or maybe I do. But it really, really like physically makes me laugh, which is great, because I read a lot of dark, depressing thrillers, you know. So it's nice sometimes to have a bit of, you know, humour in a book. So yeah, vampires, unicorns, what a mix. Unicorn stabs 16-year-old Pearl, and she starts to turn a bit more human. So she can go out in the sun, and she starts high school, but her family are very well to do in the vampire community and are hosting this big like vampire fest dinner, which only happens every so often, and it's like a big thing. So they need some humans to kind of, well, slaughter, basically. No nice way of putting it. So they want Pearl to go to high school, make friends, and then bring them round for dinner. Like, they're literally gonna be the dinner, okay? But yeah, Pearl is sassy. She's so sassy. Sassy. And she starts building friendships and even, like, has a little crush on someone. So she kind of has to choose either a family in her old kind of, you know, vamp ways, or humans. So, yeah, I love this book. And also, yeah, it's going to be a TV show. I think it's already been made, but I don't know if we're going to get it in England TV. I hope so. If not, I might look online and try and get it, because I need to watch it. I think this would be really good and like comical to watch as a show. It's kind of like a funny Vampire Diaries. I don't know. But yeah, so that is the book. Okay, so they are all the books in this video that I'm going to mention. Whoa, there's quite a lot that I got through. So I've also wrote some notes down at the bottom. This is like the Minxie Book Awards. The month of August Book Awards. Okay, right, so my favourite book that I read this month. So this was hard because, as I say, obviously I wanted to say The Night Circus because it's the best book of all time, but I wanted to pick something different because I always say The Night Circus. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I wanted to pick something different because I always say Night Circus. So I have chose my favourite book of the month, Hate List by Jennifer Brown, because I thought it was interesting, I liked it, and I just felt sorry for the main character. You know, she went through a lot, and, you know, it's not her fault. Her boyfriend took this hate list literally and went on like a shooting spree. But it also kind of dealt with the serious subject of bullying and like just emotion and relationships, friendships, and how when something bad happens, you kind of work out who's there for you as a friend and who isn't. And it's just really well wrote, and I loved the newspaper article thing. I thought it was wicked, and I just loved it. I really thought it was good. So apart from The Night Circus, it's always going to be my favourite, I chose Hate List, Jennifer Brown. The least favourite, as much as I did like it, I'd have to say The Roanoke Girls, which is a shock, possibly. It is very good, but it made me feel so uncomfortable with the whole kind of incest thing. Like, it just, because I read a book and it feels real, you know, and I just thought, it's weirded me out a little bit. So for that only reason, but it was very well wrote. I did like it, but incest, not my thing. Which is obviously a good thing that it's not my thing. Anyway, the best character was definitely, where is it? Was the lovely Monty from this book here, Gentleman's Guide, Vice and Virtue. Yeah, so cute. Hello, Monty. Yeah, so no, I really liked him. He was fun, he was flamboyant, he was interesting, and I really like it. And I hope in the next book, I know it's mainly about his sister, but I hope he's going to be in it as well with his boyfriend, and just, you know, yeah, I really like him. And, oh yeah, and the best book for twists, it's a random award, I'm weird. Best book for twists is Little Sister, Isabel Ashdown. Them sisters though, because yeah, one minute I like this sister, then I didn't, then I like that sister more, then I was like, oh. So I loved the fact that I'd got mixed up and didn't know who to support and like what sister, and I love that. Really good twist, really great book, good story. So yeah, there we go. That is my August wrap up done. I really enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it? I hope you enjoyed it. I just want to show you a book I got today in a charity shop, because I want to put this on my TBR, to be read list. I want to read this quite soon actually. So it is The Book Thief. Now, I've already seen the film of The Book Thief about, I don't know, a year or so ago, and I really liked it. It was very like dark and depressing, but it was very, just, you know, it really got me. It was very, very well done and acted, and it was really, you know, emotional. And even though I've seen the film, I always kind of think that books are better than films normally, and people have always said, like on booktuber videos, that the film's really good but the book's better, and I was like, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna see if it's true. I'm gonna see if the film is better than the book or the book's better than the film. I don't know. Now, I mean, that's quite a thick-ish book for me, so I don't know. That'd probably take me 3 days, 4 days to read, or if I read quite a lot in one day, I might get through it quicker. But I think it's worth checking out. It's a bit of a creepy front cover though. Look at that. But yeah, I am Jewish, like not full on religious or anything, but I have got like Jewish faith in my, you know, I'm Jewish, and obviously, you know, there's a lot of kind of, you know, about the Holocaust and things like that, and also the fact that they get all their books took away from them, and yeah, I think it's going to kind of touch me on like a, you know, an emotional level, because I'm Jewish, and I think, you know, you don't have to be obviously Jewish to read this book and feel emotional about what happened in the war. I know that. But I do believe as a Jew, you do feel a bit more kind of, I don't know, touched and emotional about it. So, yeah, it's going to be like a book that I'll probably need a lot of like boxes of tissues because I'll be crying. But, yeah, I'm really interested in seeing if it's as good as the film or better or worse or whatever. So there we go. And I'm just going to quickly, very quickly going to show you this book. This is the book that I've got planned to read after Drink Slay Love, and this is Zero Day, and it's by Jan Gangsi. So trust no one, say nothing, never question. They know, stay loyal. they're watching. So yeah, you'll see this if I do this again, which I hope to do next month's wrap up. You'll see this because I think it looks good. I got this on Amazon. It took ages to come. I got it from America, and it's just took like, oh my god, like weeks to get here. But I think it's going to be good. I really do. So it's about a girl who actually, I'm not going to tell you. Should I tell you, or should I wait till next month? Otherwise I'd have already kind of ruined it. I'll tell you a little bit. Okay. Well, basically, it's about a girl, and 8 years ago she's gone missing, and she was the victim of like this really big, like notorious kidnapping thing. High-profile parents were forced to move on, and now her dad has become the president of the United States, fighting to keep the Oval Office. Unthinkable happens though. The president's daughter resurfaces. So the girl who had gone missing years ago comes back. But yeah, they're not quite sure if she's, you know, come back for a good purpose. Is she the same sort of person? Has she been kind of brainwashed into thinking other things? Yeah, she has a mission, but will she choose to complete it? I don't know. It's supposed to be a good thriller. I've kind of read some reviews online about it, and it's had like a mixed, you know, some people are just like, no, it's rubbish. And some people are like, yeah, it's really good. So we'll see, but I don't know. I think it looks really good and different, and we'll give it a go. So there you go. Okay, thanks for watching. Please click like, please comment, please subscribe to my channel. And yeah, tell me any book ideas. The books are just dropping on the floor, no. Sorry, tell me any book ideas you've got for me. I do literally, if you give me book recommendations, I do kind of look them up, see if it's something I read. Some of them on my bookcase are actually books that I bought that have been recommended from viewers and things like that. So, you know, it's always worth, you know, give me some recommendations, please. Also, if you're on Instagram, come and follow me on there, minxlaura123, and then you'll see all the books that I read. I always put pictures up of the books that I read, and yeah, it's called books. I always put hashtag Bookstagram. If you search that on Instagram, you'll get loads of pictures of all different books that people put up, and that's where I get a lot of inspiration and ideas for books that I want to read as well. Like, I'll literally be, you know, sitting there on my phone, searching Bookstagram, and I'll just find all these pictures and be like, oh, that looks good. And then I'll look it up, and, you know, so yeah, come and find me on Instagram, minxlaura123, and see what books I read. Yes. Anyway, right, I have rambled for ages, so sorry about that. There we go. But thanks for watching, and please subscribe.